Hello and welcome back to my little live stream here on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, wherever you happen to be today. I haven't checked my audio levels. I've barely done anything. It's been busy. It's been a busy morning here at Gallant Goblin HQ this morning. We released 2 videos this morning. We had 2 videos yesterday. Turns out everybody's launching their Kickstarters this week, which is probably not the best for us, but you know, if we can all get each other to support each other's projects, it kind of helps out. And they're all a little bit different. We have the dice from Elder Dice for their one-up dice. We have a cool set of cards to help spark your imagination for your TTRPG games from the one deck of mini quest people. We have a lot of stuff going on. Also, that really cool Slavic-based 5e setting book and adventure book that looks really cool too that we did a video on yesterday, Niavnia. I'm never going to be able to pronounce it correctly, but if you haven't seen that video yet, you should check it out. They also have some really cool printable minis. But hey, I see Matt and John in the chat. How are y'all doing today, fellas? I'm here really to answer your questions, to show off some of the stuff that we've been doing on the Kickstarter. I'm kind of hoping, look over to the side of me there, we are just a hair's breadth away from $20,000 and kind of hoping we can cross that little threshold there today before we leave. Hey, Tush, how are you doing there, sir? Or ma'am, I have no idea. General Gnovi. Oh, hey, Glenn, good to see you too. So, yeah, we're here just to kind of talk about everything that's been going on. The Kickstarter is going strong. I think that, you know, when we were watching the launch last week, it launched a little more slowly than I was hoping it would. I think I had maybe gotten my expectations a little bit too high, but we've been working on it all week, working hard. We're working with a lot of great creators in the industry. We have like V Muse, we have Jenny D, lots of other folks that I'll let you discover on your own on Twitter, making little ads for us. And Richmond did a really beautiful video. Jenny Lovejoy. There's been so many really cool ones out there that you can see, and we're pushing to do some more this week as well with different creators. So we've been really trucking along. Like I think our day 4 and day 5 were better than day 2, which if you watch Kickstarter at all, you know that usually Kickstarters, they have a really good day 1, then a pretty good day 2, and then nothing happens until the last 48 hours. And so we've been so far avoiding that trend, making some progress, so that's awesome. One thing I'll let you know, also, you know, in case you haven't been paying too close of attention, we did launch a early bird special. You can get a little extra accessory for your Cobalts if you back within the first week, and we let the community vote on what they wanted to see, and they wanted to see a new pet for Shep. Here's Shep over here. Yeah, a new pet for Shep. Oh, my camera went a little bit dizzy. And here's his current little pet. He has this little pet hedgehog here, Pickles, out of his little things. Here's Pickles. I really love Pickles' little face there. Hi there. And so, Jerry Lewis Telethon. I'm not sure how to take that one there, Glenn. But we voted on a new pet for Shep, or for any of the Cobalts, really, because you know you can swap them out. And the community voted on a pseudo-dragon. So what we need folks to do is to help us refine what the pseudo-dragon looks like, because we're not necessarily tied in to 5e or Pathfinder lore. If we want our pseudo-dragon to be pink or, I don't know what, have 4 wings instead of 2, I don't know, go to the Kickstarter and let us know what you want to have the pseudo-dragon look like. Give us some hints, and we're going to do another poll for it, probably, I don't know, in the next 48 hours or so, after we collect some suggestions, and then we'll finalize what this little pseudo-dragon's going to look like. But, you know, he's going to be, you know, about the size of Pickles here. Because he wants to fit in the little carrier that we already have. So something along that line. It's not going to be big and complex, but, you know, we can still make it super cute, like Pickles is here. So be sure you watch that. I do have one announcement regarding the early bird special. And if you haven't noticed on the latest update. Oh, look, we passed $20,000 and I didn't even notice. Hey, that's awesome. Thank y'all so much. So that unlocks another stretch goal, which was a sticker sheet of the Cobalts, which is something people had requested. And so I know Grady's working hard on that. He's not in the house right now to show us, but we'll try to post some mock-ups of what that's going to look like here in the next little while. I think 21,000 was a new set of VTT tokens, which is going to be free to anybody who backs the project at any level. And so those are, you can use our little cute Cobalts in your games, and we're going to talk more about that here in just a little bit. Let me check the questions here. I already lost track of what I was saying. Tush asked, if the Kobold series goes well, is it possible in some future to have a Goblin set? Well, so Yes, that is very possible, I think. Goblins are, of course, close to our heart. And if this first Kickstarter is successful, and so far we're happy with the progress, we can get all six of these kobolds up and into the world. We're hopefully going to do another Kickstarter somewhere down the line. We have more ideas for other kobolds that we want to bring into the world, and we'll give you some hints about that here in just a few minutes. And I have it in my mind to, yeah, maybe also make a goblin set. So, and maybe a few other little so-called monstrous races that deserve to have the cute plushy treatment, at least in my opinion. So yes, that's very possible. Matt wants to know, have the pseudo dragon be available in different colors? Well, that's one thing that we're hoping to be able to do. If we can get all of these kobolds unlocked, then we want to start working on accessory packs. And the accessory packs can be, you know, we have like our little sword here and a little shield and a little belt. But, we can do things like, we have, the main Rory Kobold here with this little white cape. Like, we could probably very easily do, kind of color swaps of some of these. So if you want a blue cape or a red cape, we want to kind of make those available. I don't know if they'd be available in like a cape set or as part of like a class pack. Maybe throw in, a different color cape. But yeah, I mean, if we can do like different colored pseudo dragons, it's whatever we have the capacity to do and what people really want, we're going to try to make it happen. We want this to be as, consumer friendly as possible. Like a little black cowl and cape, I think, for our little warlock or whoever, I think would be kind of cool. You could probably use it for even like a rogue if it was black. This is a nice leathery one, but, I have all sorts of ideas like that. Let me catch up on the questions here. Congrats. Thank you, Matt. How did you guys come up with the names for the various characters? Glenn wants to know. We came up with the names pretty late. Well, partly Grady had come up with some names originally, which if you have checked out our little web comic that we have for the kobolds, you can kind of see bonfirebites.com. You can kind of see some of the original names, which we ended up changing because we wanted to make them a little bit cuter. And Jenny actually named some of the kobolds when she did her first ad for us. And we took two of those because we loved them so much. We checked with Jenny to make sure that they were going to be okay. She named Flick, the orange one here with the bow. She named Flick, and she named Coda, who has taken a header off the chair next to me. Let me grab her. Yeah, she named Coda here. And so we stuck with her names for those. And then Grady and I were just sitting on the couch with the cats and brainstorming ideas for the other ones. I kind of liked for our little warrior here, our little fighter. We named her Buckles because she has like, a buckler and she has like a belt buckle. And I don't know, I felt like a cute name for Buckles. And Shep, obviously, he's kind of, has a lot of pets. The hedgehog's not the only pet, also has a pseudo dragon, turns out. So he's a bit of a shepherd. And so we ended up going with the name Shep, which we thought was cute. And who else? Yuki was... I'm trying to remember exactly where Yuki came from. We wanted a name that was kind of cute, but also slightly mysterious. Yuki, if I remember correctly, means snow in Japanese. And so it just seemed like a cute, but slightly mysterious name. So we like that for Yuki. And Rory. Oh, I went blurry again. Rory, there we are. Oh my gosh, we went down like a Wikipedia rabbit hole for Rory. I mean, partly it was just a love for Doctor Who. But also, I think Rory, in some language somewhere, had something to do with fire. And I don't even fully remember. Grady would probably remember, because he's the one with the good memory in the house. But that's where Rory's name originally came from. I'll try to remember that. I think we were working on that together. It was late at night. We've been spending a lot of late nights lately here. Oh, thank you, Angel. Appreciate that. It's always still loud in my headset. So let's see if I can catch up on questions before I get back to what I was talking about. Will the accessories be available in different colors? A blue sorcerer, for example. Oh, would the accessories, Matt, or the kobolds, you mean? The accessories, yeah, we were talking about that a second ago. We think it won't be too difficult to do color swaps of some of the various accessories, like the capes and the weapons and whatnot. So that's very possible. As soon as once we get all the kobolds unlocked, then we can start looking at accessory packs. And, oh, there's Grady. He's off at the house, but apparently he's watching, so thank you that. Yes, we did, Grady. We broke 20,000. So now, we'll see if we can break, 20,500? I don't know if we can do that by the end of the show today, but that'd be awesome. But yeah, we have other Cobalts we want to maybe make one day, like I said. I don't know if we'll do color swaps on these particular designs. Probably not, but the accessories, definitely. And, okay, I think those are all the questions. Keep them coming. I'll answer the questions. I'm going to jump back into my previously very loosely planned schedule here. I forgot what I was talking about 5 minutes ago when I got on my tangent. The announcement I was going to make. Yeah. So we have our freebie, our pseudo dragon, that's going to be available for the first week for the people who come in back. But we're going to extend that deadline. Originally, it was noon today, which is past. But we are extending it until the end of the day on Friday. And we're doing that for a number of reasons. We're not just jerking you around. We are launching a couple of pretty big ad buys, I think tomorrow and Thursday. And so we wanted those folks who are probably going to discover us for the very first time to be able to come in and still have access to that free pseudo dragon and still kind of participate in the design of it. You know, we're coming at the end, so just sort of the details of the pseudo dragon. So that initial promotion to get the free pseudo dragon is going to keep on going until Friday. All you got to do is be a backer of the campaign for at least one plushie, so that's the $35 tier. Or I think if you do a $1 thing and add on, you know, if you do a kind of a weird way, we should be able to tell too, and so it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, for just at least one plushie, and then you can get your free pseudo dragon. And for folks who do come in after the end of the week, the pseudo dragon will be available as an add-on. We're going to have to figure out how much it's going to actually cost to manufacture and all of that. So we're not sure how much it's going to cost for later backers, but it will be available for late backers and on the backer kit later on. What was I also going to say about that? Grady's hopefully maybe watching, so he can give me some tips if I do forget anything. Yeah, so we're going to do that ad buy hopefully this week, and that'll bring in some new folks. Oh, the other thing is, if you are waiting until payday to back because you're a little bit worried about finances, which I completely understand, couple of things. When you pledge on the Kickstarter, especially if you're new at Kickstarter, that's not completely evident. You don't get charged right away. You only get charged at the very end of the Kickstarter, and ours is ending on May 15th. So you won't get charged until then anyway. But, you know, if you need to wait longer than that, as long as you're in the door at the $1 level and you want it back during the backer kit, you know, you can still do that. It doesn't help us unlock stretch goals at that point necessarily for being able to produce all the kobolds, but you can still get in and get those Kickstarter prices, and it's not that big of a deal. So don't worry about that. We have a few more questions here. Tush says, all these Kickstarters have some sort of story, right? Why not a one-shot about this strange team? Why not some miniatures? Tush, I swear I didn't contact Tush ahead of time to feed me these questions, but I like the way you think. So, yes, there are some stories. Go visit bonfirebites.com. We've already started releasing some things. We have a little web comic. This kind of talks a little bit about their history, their relationship, who they are. So there's a little web comic there. You can get a little sense of where they come from. And yes, we are going to release some little one-shots and little adventures. We already have one mostly written. It's still kind of going through refinement. Turns out running a Kickstarter while also Grady having a full-time job and also still trying to maintain the channel and doing commissions for Kickstarter videos for other folks has kind of, and then just trying to live a life and take care of our kitties, is taking a lot of our time. And it's a little stressful. And so we're trying to keep up with everything as best we can. But yeah, there are going to be little 5e adventures I'm going to be working on. So you'll definitely be able to do these. You're also going to have character sheets so that you can play as these little kobolds in your game. So if you want to play as Rory the Wizard, you can totally do that and have your little Rory plushie next to you while you do it. And yes, there are minis, you know. And this is what we've announced too. I'm still doing the old-fashioned thing because I didn't have time to do some videos of these guys. And these are very rough prints that I did this morning, so they're not even cleaned up completely. But yeah, you can kind of see our little Rory mini there if it'll focus. So that's our little Rory mini, and you can pick these up as little STL files that you can add on. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, so you can get the little Young Adventurer STL pack as an add-on on the Kickstarter, which will unlock I think all of our little kobolds as little young minis that you can play as on your games. And those are meant to be level 1 characters. And then we also have level 5 versions of them where they're a little bit more grown up, they have better gear, and maybe look a little bit more intimidating. And so those are our little veteran minis too. So that's SDL Pike is also available. We're going to show you a little bit more of those in just a few minutes here. So yeah, Tush, those STL files are there. Go take a look. It's koboldplush.com, by the way. If you want to go check out what we have available, go to koboldplush.com and you can see all those little STL files. And I'll show you some pictures here in a few minutes so you can get an up close look at them. Miniatures sound like a great idea, says Matt. I totally print that. Well, you're in the right place, my friend. I could totally see any of these kobolds snacking from a pot of honey, right? Oh, bother. I played Winnie the Pooh in a little production when I was in high school. I don't remember how I did the voice anymore, but I did do a little Winnie the Pooh. Should we go ahead and look at some of the minis? Why don't we go ahead and do that? Let me show you the Young Adventurers pack. I set up this little slideshow not like 5 minutes before we went on air. So if it looks a little wonky, that's why. So hopefully I set everything up correctly. I'm still not particularly proficient in Streamlabs, but I'm doing my very best. So let's transition over to that little screen that I set up and let's see how this looks. All right, there we are. And let's load up these little Young Adventurers and see what some of these little minis look like. Let me know if you'll have any trouble seeing everything. This one here is a large version of a, was that freaking, if it's a giant goat or a dire goat? I forget what we called it, but Joseph, one of our longtime viewers on the channel, had a pet goat and became a little bit of a unofficial mascot of the channel, and so we wanted to make a big giant goat mini to kind of honor his goat. So that is our giant goat mini, but there's Coda, our little pink or purple, I suppose, kobold bard. She has her laurel, she has her lyre, and her little cape. And so these are printable STL files that you can pick up on koboldplush.com as an add-on. There's Buckles, the warrior, or the fighter, I should say, all geared up with armor and everything else. Hopefully I have the right files and the right presentation here. So if I put things in the wrong place, that's on me, because I was doing this really quickly. But I love the way Buckles looks there. And then of course these come uncolored, so you can color them however you want to. If you want to make Buckles black or you want to make Buckles yellow, that's entirely up to you. And that's our Paladin, a slightly different shade of blue in this one. And you might be asking, we don't have a Paladin on this Kickstarter, so why do we have a Paladin mini? Well, like I said, we have a few ideas for extra kobolds that I'd like to put together as plushies if we meet certain thresholds in our fundraising. So, maybe one day we'll have a Paladin, a plushie Paladin. We'll see how it goes. But we do have a mini for the Paladin, so you can get a head start. There's Flick, our orange ranger, with a little gator up around his mouth and bow and arrow. Little Robin Hood hat. We don't have the Robin Hood hat on on Flick here yet, but I'm kind of hoping that one day we can make some sort of hat that will actually fit on them. It's going to take a little bit of engineering expertise to make that work, but it is something that's on our mind. Little hats for them. So there's Flick, and there's a little, I believe that's supposed to be the rogue, yeah, and little green, where's she? Yeah, there, that's Shep. A little different version of Shep with a different set of weapons and a different outfit, but I believe that's supposed to be Shep there. Grady can correct me if I'm wrong. He's been working mostly on the mini side of things, and I've been working on other stuff. But there's a little rogue, super cute. I like the dude. Before we go on, I do like that sort of purple, that purple cowl that has the place for the little ears to come out. I don't know if we've looked into making one of those for the plushies, but I kind of want to do that. So we'll talk about that soon. And there's Yuki, looking nefarious as ever with her dragon staff and her, in this case, black and kind of fur-trimmed cloak and cowl and her little tome of horrors there, looking super cute. I like that mini too. And there's Rory with her wand and her fireball and a little bit of a flame coming out of her forehead as well. A new little outfit. I think Rory's a him, excuse me. We also decided on the genders pretty last minute. So some of the genders were up in the air for a while. And so if I called them by the wrong genders, because they flipped genders a couple of times before we actually landed on something. But there's Rory looking super cute. And, oh, we also have these very kind of young looking kobolds who don't have any equipment or anything, but they're kind of like the babies of the family. And so you can get some of these, print them out nice and small, and they can be little, you know, little innocents, little tribes people that you need to protect. Some of them look like they're ready to protect themselves. We have that one, and then a little bit more happy one there. So we have these as well as part of that Young Adventurers pack. Super cute. I love it. And, of course, we have our Gallant Goblin mascot riding on a giant corgi. I don't know if anything else needs to be said about this, but it is one of my favorite miniatures ever. And it is actually printing right now in the other room over there, and I haven't gone to check it. But that one's printing out, so I don't have it to show you right now, but I absolutely adore this one. I hope you do too. Let me know over there in the comments section. And I think that's it for our Young Adventurer set. Let me now show you the Veterans Adventurer set. And it should be on your screen now. Y'all let me know if you're having trouble seeing anything. Yeah, let me know if you're having trouble seeing any of these images or anything. I don't have actually Twitch open on my computer here, but I should be able to see your chat. All right, there's a grown-up version of Coda. Looking a little older, still playing the lyre. Sitting down, like kind of her classic pose. And, ooh, I'm not going to remember what some of these are. Let me load up on my other screen over here so I can remember what is what. Make sure that I have my right thing open. All I got to do is go to koboldplush.com and scroll down a little bit. And, Jenny Love Days. Stuff was so good. Where is our SDL file? There it is. Okay. So, yeah, that one is, and Grady can chime in too if he happens to be watching. Oh, that's our cleric. Yeah, that is our cleric. Another one that we don't have a plushie for, but maybe one day. Kind of a cool looking character there. A little different look. And moving on. There's our druid. Another one we don't have a plushie for. But you may be a little bit familiar with our druid. We have some of these in our store at, I don't know if the druid's in our new store, but at gallantgoblin.com/shop. You can see some of our other designs on t-shirts. I'm going to go redo the shop a little bit too over the next week or so. I'm going to go kind of add in a little bit more stuff if you want to buy t-shirts of the Cobalts with the various designs. I'm going to kind of do some of that. So be on the lookout for that. But that's our druid. Also super cute. And that's Buckles, all grown up. Very intimidating now. I love that. Really kind of a robust and intimidating Buckles. And there we have the green one, Shep, looking very dynamic. We don't have one for Pickles yet. Now I want to make sure we get a Pickles mini as well. So, oh, but Pickles I think is in the little satchel there. Oh, that's right. I think you can see Pickles sticking her little, or his little head out of the little belt satchel, if you can see on that third little image there. So there you go. There's Pickles. Oh, I love it. And there's a monk. We also don't have a monk plushie yet, but maybe one day. I do like the way the monk looks. I won't say anything more about that right now, but that is our monk mini for the veteran pack. And there's a Mama Owlbear, because we also are, like I said, we're working on some one-shots. We have the webcomic, and some of these are creatures and characters that show up in the webcomic over at bonfirebites.com, and some of them are going to be in some of our upcoming 5e adventures. So this particular owlbear may show up there, but very cool looking pose for that one. And this one is our paladin. That's our grown-up paladin. Oh yeah, with the big warhammer, the maul, the nice shield with a little dragon emblazoned on it. I like that too. I do want to get our paladin plushie made. There's Flick. Yeah, I think that's Flick there. Let me double check. Yeah, that is our Ranger Flick. Looking ready to go. Kind of a Batman-esque cape on Flick there. I like it. And yeah, back to our Shep. So I do have some printed up versions of these. Like I said, I don't have them on like the turntable in a nice quality video for you. I'm going to try to work on that. But I can show you a couple of them here if you want to see. So I'm going to just do the patented holding up a white piece of paper on the screen and show you as best I can. Problem with holding up the same between me and the cameras, and I can't see my own self. Oh, I think I can just drag the screen over here a little bit. If you have any more questions, throw them out for me too. So we'll see how this comes out. Like I said, I printed these really in a hurry. I haven't even taken all the supports off of them yet. So they're rough. They're rough. Don't hold it against me. I'm not a pro printer yet. I'm just now like getting my printer to work properly. I have an Elegoo Mars 2, and I'm working on it. But anyway, so there you go. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. There's Rory. Yeah, the focusing is always the issue. There's Rory. It's a little dark too. And I'm probably just going to show you some of these little ones. Here's Yuki. Oh my gosh, where's the camera? There's Yuki right there. They're nice detailed little minis. Ooh, right there. And here's Coda. Right there, if I can bring her up with her little lyre, her little scarf. Ooh. Hopefully you can see that. Let me know if this is completely, if it's not focusing at all and you can't tell anything. And here is our little rogue Shep. Right there with little curved daggers. Ah. There we go. And Buckles. One of my favorites. There's Buckles. Oops. There we go. And two more I have to... Oh, let's see. What was that announcement? Oh, Leonard has liked the video. Thank you so much. And here's Flick. Right there. I actually printed one more that we haven't revealed yet that we're hoping to add to the pack if we can get a nice stretch gold mat. So there are, I think, at least 2 stretch gold minis, or maybe 3 for each pack. If we can reach the stretch goals, we can add more to the pack without raising the price. So, oh yeah, Matt, I do like that printer. It's a good printer. Well, let me show you. I have 5 more here to show you. That wasn't too bad, right? Let's show you these other ones here. These are from the veteran pack. Oh, here's our veteran Rory. I don't know if I had video of Rory, the render, but there's Rory now with 2 fireball spells, 1 in each hand. Oh, looks so good. And here is Flick. That dynamic pose. Oh, I don't know if that's focusing very well. There we go. There's Flick. And we're going to try to get nicer video of this shown to y'all as soon as we can. Here's Coda. Whoop. Oh, so cute. There we go. And 2 more. Here's our monk with a flowy cape and scarf and mask. Right there. And last but not least, of course, is Buckles. Right there. Whoops. There's Buckles. Ooh. All right, so those are the minis that we have. And like I said, I have the Corgi being printed in the other room, as well as the giant goat. So I will try to show pictures of those a little bit later. Which Kobold is my favorite? Oh my god, like, I just really, like, we poured so much love into all of these guys over the last year or longer that I really kind of love them all. Like, we put so much into all the little details, their eyes, their little cheeks, their noses. Like, if you look, you know, they all kind of have a similar pose, but they all have their little thoughtful details, to steal a word from Dwarven Forge, that we added to them. You know, Buckles has little boots on. You know, all these little things. We played with Yuki's eyes until we were happy with those. I love the color, too. Like, there's Buckles. I love this blue color of Buckles so much, with the little light blue cheeks, and I like her eyes so much. I like the fact that she has a little scabbard on her belt. It's not functional, but she has a scabbard, and I like her little armbands that come off. So I don't know which one's my favorite, but they're all super cute. Oh, by the way, don't forget, we do have the pins. And the pins came out really well. There's Buckles, and a little two pins on the back so you can connect it. They're still in little packaging here, so it's a little reflective. Oh, I love, this is some of my favorite art of the original one, of Shep there carrying Pickles in his little carrier there. And there's, of course, Rory. And I also love the art for Flick. This looks so innocent and cute. And finally, oh, not finally, there's Coda. I think Coda's so, I love Coda's pose. I know the sitting pose is a little bit, some people like it, some people don't, but I think it's adorable. Just plopped down on the floor. And there's Yuki, looking mysterious as ever. So don't forget we have those as well. The pins, don't sleep on the pins. The pins are so cute. Yeah, so those are the pens. Don't forget we also have our chunky coin. That's also there available. Let me go back to the main screen so you can actually see me better. Hold on. Switch back. There we are. I should have done that before I showed the pens. If there's any of those pens you want to see again, let me know. You know, we have the red one. I'll just show you real fast. There's Flick, a little bit bigger on the screen. And Buckles. Hello. And Yuki. And Coda. Whoop, whoop. And Shep. So goofy. He's so goofy. So all those are available. What else has been going on? So don't forget we have the early bird special. Jump in on that if you want it. Tell your friends. We have the STL files that you can add on. There's 3 sets of them, actually. We also have this gargantuan harvest dragon that is going to be incorporated into some of our future stuff as well. But it's a really cool looking, kind of Asian-inspired dragon that you can print out and point. The coin, Jack says, was it Jack who said that? Yeah. The coin is so chunky. Have you noticed a little, if it's going to focus here, which it might not, I have to put the sheet behind it. Have you noticed the little pigs in the design of the coin there? If I can turn it properly. You see the pigs? That was a little thoughtful detail that I liked. There's little pigs on the side, if you can see them or not. But yeah, we try to put as much little detail and love into these as we can. So yeah, the 3 STL packs, the Harvest Dragon, the Young Adventurers, and the Advanced Adventurers. So my dream is for people to take the character sheets that we're going to make, and we're also looking at, you know, kind of, we have a little bit of hints of some magic items that they're carrying, like, you know, maybe Rory's wand, you know, maybe the lyre that Coda has. So making some magic items to put on their character sheets, and then you can get the minis of the character, and you can play them in the adventures with your friends, paint them up and play as them, and you have the character sheet, you have the plushie next to you, and then as you go through your campaign, they can level up, and then you can have the, you know, if you're playing Buckles, you get the older version of Buckles. Where's the younger one? There's the younger one. So you go from the younger one to the older one as they level up, and maybe there's even more minis down the line sometime, and yeah, just kind of swap them out as they get older and carry on a whole adventure as this cute little kobold tribe. So, yeah, I absolutely love it. You have the little coin and stuff too. So, yeah. So we have the vote going on right now to unlock the next kobold. The last one was unlocked was Shep. So right now, Shep and Rory are completely unlocked. We're pretty confident that we're going to be able to unlock all of them. I'm not worried about that. But you know, this is kind of what order we unlock them in, because we do have some ad buys coming up. It should give us a boost too, and things have been trucking along pretty great. We're already halfway to the next one, and we just unlocked Shep just the other day. So go and vote on the last backer update. You have the link there. It's a private update only for backers, so only they get to vote and tell us which one you want. Last time Coda was in second place, and it was neck and neck between Coda and Shep for the longest time. I think Buckles has also been showing up pretty well on the polls. So, hey, Jack. Yeah, the coin. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, the coin turned out really well. I've been using it in my live play games and my home games lately. They get a good reaction. Just like I said in the launch stream, don't keep them in your carry-on luggage when you go on the airplane, because they don't know that it's not a weapon. And then they take it out and they get very confused, and then you have a very interesting conversation, and you have to hope that the people who are screening your luggage understand tabletop games. And you can explain to them that no, it's not actually a ninja throwing star. It is a coin that goblins use on the Forgotten Realms or in Galarian. And sometimes that can be a difficult conversation. So put it in your check-in luggage is basically my advice to you. But yeah, we can go vote on that. You can go vote on pretty soon here the next step in the pseudo dragon. Right now, we just need your comments on what you want the pseudo dragon to look like. Give us your ideas in the comment section so we can make a poll together and finalize the pseudo dragon little plushie so we can get some art created for it. And yeah, we are at 20,000, 21,000. We're unlocking another set of VTT tokens. So you can, if you don't want the minis, don't want to print those out and everything, you can just do the VTT and play online. So I think those are the major updates of what's going on lately. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Any last questions before I just jump back into work? There's so much happening around here, and I've got to get back to it shortly. So if you've got last questions, throw them out to me. Anything about the plushies or the minis or anything. The minis printed pretty well. We're working to get them pre-supported. So if you don't like having to deal with supporting your own minis, so what I did to print these, by the way, is I just loaded up my Jitterbox software or whatever it's called, and just hoped that their auto supports would work well, and they did. Yeah, they all printed just fine with just the auto supports. So maybe that software is getting a little bit better. It used to be like I'd have no luck at all using their auto supports, but these days it seems to be working a little bit better. But yeah, any last questions before I log off here? I'll just look down there. Otherwise, go check out the One-Up Dice Kickstarter just launched today from our friends at Infinite Black if you want some nice Nintendo-esque 8-bit themed dice that come in cool like Nintendo cartridges that you can open up and use as dice trays with really cool graphics inside. If you liked the NES and video games and 8-bit games, you definitely want to check out the 8-bit dice One-Up Dice Kickstarter. You can find our link to it over on YouTube. If you use our link, it lets them know that we sent you. They can see who referred them, and then that encourages them to keep working with us in the future, which helps us make a little money and stay on the air. So I appreciate it when you use our links. It's really a big help to us. Also, the Neovnia Kickstarter is going on, where you can get some really cool Slavic-inspired setting books and minis. It's a company that is known for making minis. The printing goes ever on, and they make some really impressive stuff, actually. I printed one of them, and it came out really nicely. So don't sleep on those minis, even if you're not interested in the Slavic-inspired setting book, which you should be because it's really cool. It's got some really cool art. But the minis themselves are great. And you can pick up all the minis they've made up until now through their Patreon. And there's some really cool stuff in there that you want to check out. So check out Neovnia. And also check out the new expansion for the deck of mini quests from Lunchbox Heroes. That's another video we launched this morning. The card set that helps inspire your ideas for quests your characters can go on. It's kind of Mad Lib style, where you pull up a quest and it says, so-and-so stole an item from, the university, and now it is in the possession of this creature, and you have to go get it. And so to determine what the item is, you draw a card from the item deck, and it tells you what cool item it is, and then to see what the creature is that has it now, you draw a creature card from the creature deck. So it makes all these different combinations of quests that you can do to have games on the fly. And it's a great way if you're like me and you worry about, maybe you over prep for your games, because you don't necessarily trust your on-the-fly like creativity. These are ways to just sit down without any prep and try out storytelling on the edge of your seat. See if you can use these prompts to spur some ideas in you and your players, and just tell a little one-shot adventure using just these cards. Or if you're in the middle of a campaign, you can use them to like generate cool items, generate cool creatures and cool encounters that maybe are less involved in a full one-shot, but maybe just a little encounter or a little quest that they can go on in a town and just have a little fun. So those are the 3 Kickstarters that we made videos for lately, and you should definitely check those out. All right, folks. Otherwise, I think that's it for me today. I still have to do my workout for the day. Still have a lot of stuff to do. I did have lunch, so that's one nice thing. I do appreciate you tuning in today. We'll try to do more of these chats going forward. I need to get back to playing some video games here on Twitch. I was doing that for a while, and then things got super busy, and I kind of fell off of that wagon. But I actually have a game in mind that I want to try out that Caleb recommended to me, who's going to be one of the players of my new game. We are working really hard, by the way, on our Alkenstar campaign that's coming up here real soon. I finally got my hands on the first book of the adventure. We have our cast put together with, it's all going to be professional or, people who work or perform at the improv comedy club here in Houston called Comedy Sports Houston. So you probably know Benji. He's been on the program before. We also have Jamie, who was in our Candlekeep Deconstruction adventure and was amazing. Both Benji and Jamie were in that adventure. We have 2 others that you haven't met just yet, but it's going to be a great cast, great adventure, steampunky, Western-style adventure, lots of fun. So be on the lookout for that too. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get back to it. So thank you for tuning in today. It's great to see all of you, Matt and Jack, Tush and Glenn, Lil Will, appreciate you too. Everybody else, John, Grady, Element 25. Oh, wow, I missed that comment earlier. I can say your pronunciations in the Nyavnya video were very good. That is the most surprising comment I think I've ever received on anything I've ever done. In my email to the folks at The Printing Goes Ever On, the first thing I said was, I am so sorry for my pronunciation. I tried my best. So that means a lot. Thank you, Element 25. I appreciate you. Jerry Lewis Telethon. I'm just scrolling up here to see if I missed anything. Awesome. So that's it for me. Thank you, guys. I will see y'all next time. Go check out the... Oh, we got the Berg 2100. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, go check it all out at koboldplush.com. Don't forget to check those add-ons for those STL file packs. And Matt's going to bed. Have a good night, Matt. I will see y'all soon. And take good care of yourselves. Where's my ending screen? There it is. See y'all later. Bye.